All right, open line rolling right along on a Thursday night. We appreciate all the phone calls out there as we talk with Gloria Sweetlove tonight from her home outside of Jackson, Tennessee. And we appreciate her joining us. Let's go right to Linnell on line 4. Linnell, welcome to Open Line.
Hello there.
Hi.
First of all, let me say God bless to each and every one of you.
Thank you, sir.
Here's the problem that I had.
Okay.
We know that Nashville, Tennessee, and all across the United States, we know what we're going through as of right now, and this is bad. Especially Nashville, because we just had a tornado. Now we have to deal with this.
Right.
But opening up Nashville right now is the wrong thing to do, because once we open it up, we're going to see more cases. Every morning I turn on Channel 5, somebody else have died. Somebody else has died. All across the United States, 60,000 people have died so far. This is not under control, okay? This is opening. I understand we have to go to work.
Right.
I understand that people need to live. But this is going to hit home. Once this hit again, and I believe that it will, then we're going to be worse off than we were to begin with.
Yeah, that's a concern that a lot of people have, Linnell. And Mayor Cooper in Nashville has not followed Governor Lee's schedule, and he's delaying reopening again for at least a week and saying we're just not meeting the metrics that we need to meet yet. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that 100%. See, if all during the weekdays, I see people out,
right,
but I don't see a whole lot of folks out. But just as soon as the weekend comes, people is everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think they stop and looking at the disadvantage of this, because tomorrow when I turn on Channel 5 News tomorrow morning, when I turn on Channel 5 News,
yes, sir,
they're gonna say, well, another 10 people done died.
Yeah.
Then the next day is going to be another 10 people. Then in California, then here, 10 people died. Once we get out there, you know how many people that might have it,
right,
that don't know they have it?
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
Right, actually talking. So I disagree with it. Bad as I need to get back to work, I have no money, nothing else. Bad as I need to get back to work, it will do me no good, my family no good. If I go out there and somebody in my family catch it and turn around and die, then I have to hear the people where I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
No, don't open it up yet.
Okay.
Find some other way to help the economy right now, which we can't do much about it. But if you open it back up, you end up opening up the bars and all the rest of the things, it's going to come right back to fold.
Sure. Linnell, thank you. We appreciate it. I want to get to another call real quick before we hear from Gloria, and that is Shannon, who's been holding patiently on line 5. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
What's on your mind?
I'm a little concerned about the opening of Tennessee as a whole. I work in healthcare. I'm seeing a lot of this, and my concern is that people aren't getting tested, and they don't know if they've been exposed, and they don't know if they've exposed someone else. And I'm concerned because we're seeing a lot more fatalities in nursing home facilities, assisted living facilities. I just don't know what we can do to express to everyone how serious this is and how important it is to be tested.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Real quick, Gloria, I want to mention I have the email here from the governor about the testing, which, I talked to friends in some neighboring states. I have a friend up in Indiana and other friends in looking at the numbers. I will say that from a testing standpoint, Tennessee has done a really good job. We're kind of ahead of the curve. We just need to get more people out there, and more people. You don't have to show symptoms. So if you have the time and there's a free testing site in your area, go ahead and get tested, because like we've talked about, you could be asymptomatic and not know it. Blount County, Bradley, Carroll, Carter, Fentress, Hamilton, Lincoln, and Rutherford on Saturday will have drive-through testing sites. And then Sunday we've got Campbell, Giles, Hamilton, Lauderdale, Sequatchie, Waxahachie, Sumner, Unicoi, and Warren counties. And that's on NewsChannel5.com, and you can also find it on the website. So we got some people who are concerned, Gloria.
And that's exactly right. But let me say again, I commend the governor on making sure that he's pushing out the testing to some of the non-metropolitan areas, because without that support from the state, most of them would not be able to do that. So I applaud his leadership for being able to do that. But at the same time, I'll go back to what the gentleman was saying. If you open bars and if you open other places, people will flood there. They don't know if they're asymptomatic or not. They have no idea, and they don't know how serious it is. People, this is not sinus problem. This is not a head cold. This is not the regular flu that you go get a vaccine for. There is no vaccine for this. People are dying from this. We've had more people die from this across the world. Look at every country has been affected. And in America, we've not even hit our peak yet. Right. So we want to make sure that we do all the things we need to do so that we can hold this in place rather than having another spike, because we've got to learn how to keep our social distance, got to learn how to wear our masks, we got to learn how not to congregate, Right. We're talking about when we go back to church. Some of our church leaders have said, how is it going to look? How are we going to set the pews up to make sure people are 6 feet apart? And I said, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And that's what we have to do. We're in a time when we have to figure it out.
And let me ask you this, Gloria. How can we we've seen the terrible things, but we've also seen the best in people, how people pull together and people are sewing masks and the volunteer work and birthday parades in their cars, and people are serenading the elderly at long-term care facilities from outside. What can we do here in Tennessee to help, whether it's people of color or not, people who are in a vulnerable position, who are underrepresented out in rural areas? What can we do in addition to what the state is already doing?
Well, I think we can share information and then put good news and do an act of kindness. We use social media for everything. Let's use it for that. Right. I was sitting here thinking about North Nashville, and as the gentleman talked about, just had recovered from the floods of 2010. And then in 2020, we've got all the tornadoes. Right. And on top of that, we've got this pandemic. But an act of kindness to some of those people. A lot of people don't have money to get minutes on their phone. You think about, that's one of the things we can do as we're home and as we're not able to go to the bars and not able to do some other things we would normally do. Think about how you can be kind to somebody, how you can show an act of kindness. And certainly our nonprofits, and I'm sure you have a number of them out in your area, in your neck of the woods, really important nonprofits that provide services to those in need. They need our help as well, whether it's financial or volunteering or supplies or goods. If you're in a position where you're doing okay, reach out, right, and see what they need. Yes, food pantries need dollars, because for every dollar you give them, they can make that into 3 because they get matching donation. But they need food. People need volunteers to even help pass out foods. There are seniors that need somebody to actually go and pick up grocery for them. Yeah. That everybody is not wonderful on ordering food online and et cetera. Yeah. See how you can be helpful. That's one of the ways. Tennesseans are good folks, and we are great volunteers, and that's one of the ways we can help our community as this happens. The other thing is we can continue. I think we have to continue to be firm with those people that we talk to and we come in contact with, and say, don't. This is a new normal. Don't go and pick up a game of basketball with your friends, because guess what? You might bring back the coronavirus back to your mother, your grandmother,
Exactly.
your significant others when you didn't realize that was happening.
We all have
we all
have a responsibility beyond ourselves here.
We really, really do. We must do that.
All right.
We must figure this out. As I said before, there is no playbook.
No,
we've got to figure it out. And I'm concerned that we're opening it too quick. But whenever we open, we still got to go by the playbook. We got to make sure that we're wearing our masks when we're in the public.
Sorry, I've got.
We've got to do it.
I've got Darlene now on line 6. Hi, Darlene. Okay. What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing? I'm glad you let me
sure
talk today. Yeah, I have a major concern. They're opening up, Nashville to me too soon. I was out today, went to one of the grocery stores, Sam, and they tell us to, cover our face, put on gloves, whatever, wipe down, this, that. But you have so many people not following that order. Here it is, a whole lot of people that's out right now, and they gathering in the parks and the gyms, just walking up and down the streets, no protection. People like myself, I have COPD really, really bad. Mm-hmm. So I really have to protect myself.
Sure.
Because I can be prone to, catch something real easy. But, to me, I feel that, I know all those people that was protesting, open up. I get that. I understand people have to work. But right now, it's not the time for people just because, that I hate to, I'm going to just say it, without disrespect. Most black people are prone to, getting sick faster than most. Mm-hmm. But the thing, all I'm saying is this right here, is that the community, in our neighborhoods here in Nashville, the black communities, a lot of people are sick. A lot of people don't know where to go. Some people's not educated. And not so much as that, it's just people, period.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not teaching their kids, the babies, even the small kids, need to be covered up when they come out.
Sure.
I feel one thing that could help us here, if you want to open up, like in the state that had, it was mandatory, everybody mask up, that would be a great thing.
Sure.
Then on these jobs that we're going on, I don't know how much is that our constitutional rights that we don't have, it's for us not to do this. But I think every place of organization of work needs a temperature thing to check everybody coming in the workforce. See, a lot of people are still sick or is sick or know they're sick, and some they don't know they're sick.
That's right.
And they're not telling people. And they just, it's like don't give a darn. Yeah. You understand? But I feel, I'm real excited right now, and I'm sorry about that.
No, Darlene, that's fine. We listen. We're going to end it right there. We appreciate your phone call and all of your thoughts. We're going to get to a couple of more calls. We have to take another quick break, do a little business, and when we come back, we've got a number of calls to get to, and we'll talk more with our guest, Gloria Sweetlove.